Did you like it?
I love that.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to
I
hear
love
it.
that a lot.
And I'm not going to take any of the credit for it because I got to say a very big thank you to Dan from Turf Moorhouse, the Burnley fan that we had on last week.
Yes.
We've been sending messages back and forth. I was actually invited onto his channel yesterday. Yes, yesterday for his Premier League prediction show.
Yes.
If any of you guys haven't, put it onto your search bar, Turf Moorhouse, and he's a really lovely guy, and he did that. I didn't ask him for it as such. I was asking him for information on how he did, because honestly, some of the stuff that him and Chris also from Leicester Till I Die have got on their channels, I was sitting there going, mate, that's next level. And when we got talking and he sort of pointed me in a certain direction, I've had a little dabble and I've got a few things that I've created as well. But he sent me across that and some other little bits and pieces. I was just like, my goodness, this is a to be honest, a total stranger until fairly recently. A guy that I've never met face to face other than over a sort of like a conversation like what we're having now over StreamYard. And a fan of another club, and the guy's gone, here you go, mate, have that. And I'm like, bloody hell. So Dan, if you're watching this, and whether you're watching it live or you're watching it at a later stage, mate, honestly, as I said to you on an earlier voice note, if I had a hat, it'd be off.
Well, just to let you know, I've got something else in the pipeline. As soon as you've just thrown this up, I was going to keep my trap shut. We're a year in. Okay, we are a year in, or just over.
Hey, Larry.
About 14 months into our wonderful YouTube loveliness. Hi, mate. Happy, Larry. Hope we're all well. There's a possible redesign coming of my little avatar. There'll be an avatar coming for you.
You haven't.
And our little.
You haven't done what I think you've done, have you?
No. This is something. This isn't. This isn't canning. No. This is
okay.
This isn't canning. And a redesign of our a more 3D looking version of our Forge logo.
So I'm going to have to update that then, aren't I?
Hold your horses, because before I confirm anything, I'll be running through the final edits with yourself before we approve anything.
Yeah.
So you'll see all of that. You'll see all of the ins and outs. But yeah, I just wanted to a little bit of more like the Funko Pops.
Yep.
My little avatar that's on WhatsApp, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
That's one that I created myself. It's very basic, very generic. I'm getting these done properly. But like gamer avatars and things like that. So
okay.
Yeah, something new coming our way, hopefully. So within the next couple of weeks, we can have a bit of fun.
I did a score prediction yesterday, Elliot. As I say, if you go onto YouTube and just do us a favour, put in Turf Moorhouse and also Leicester Till I Die as well. If you haven't already, give them a subscribe. We're one big football family. We've all got our own teams that we follow, obviously, but I love football. You love football. We all love football. Let's spread the love. Let's try and help these guys out. I mean, they've been fantastic help to us, as I say, various bits and pieces, with their time and all the rest of it. So go over there. My prediction on Turf Moorhouse's Premier League prediction show, if I remember correctly, I think I went 1-1.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
So
more and more people joining.
Yeah. Right. So, I forgot to point it out. Yeah, please don't forget to like, comment on, share the stream, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell for alerts on our new content. As always, we thank you very much indeed for your support. There you go.
Job done.
Or to put it another way, I'm a right flash Harry here. I could put it like this. Yeah, that was my work. That was me.
You missed about half a dozen exclamation marks at the end of now. Do it now!
Do it now! Do it now! Right, okay, so let's get back on track 6 and a bit minutes in. We're here to discuss match day 34 of the Premier League. Chelsea, the European and world champions, don't forget, against little old West Ham United. We like to give these big boys a little smack on the nose every now and again. And don't forget, we beat them earlier this season at London Stadium. So we go into this with the possibility of doing the league double over the world and European champions and completing it in their backyard. Not bad.
Well, listen, Elliot's already jumped the gun a little bit. I've gone full screen now, so I'm not going to see any more comments. But hello, Rob. Elliot's already jumped the gun a bit by saying he thinks we're going to win 2-1. Yeah, I was happy and a bit disappointed with that as well because I would have taken a punt on that. Rob, I actually think we can. I actually think we can do that double. I really do.
Okay.
But we've got a couple of our own issues at the minute, haven't we? Just like they have, because I know Rudiger's out.
Rudiger is out.
I know that Romelu, although he has a habit of doing what he does, mate, he makes Antonio look amazing. And there's about £100 million in the price tag between the two of them.
Sharky's asking a question of us. Either of you bothered about the result against Arsenal, Man United? Again, going back to the prediction show I did on Turf Moorhouse last night with Dan and Chris, if I remember correctly, I edged Arsenal 2-1. That's what I suspect it will be. I think it's going to be a home win.
What's the better option for us?
What I would like to see is a game where both of them take.
Don't do it. Listen, I've heard this joke already. You can't use it twice in a week.
What? You
used it the other day with me and Marlsey when we were getting absolutely tanked up and you were on the Heineken Zero Shandies.
Well, listen, I stand by it. I want to see them take as much out of each other as they can, really empty the tank on each other, literally. Couple of yellow cards, couple of red cards, couple of niggly injuries. Nothing. I'm not talking broken legs. Nothing that's going to be career threatening. Just maybe sort of put them out for a couple of weeks and weaken their squad. And at the end of the game, there's a mass punch up in the centre circle. Because remember, these two teams, if you go back to, I think it was about 1990, that it happened at Old Trafford. There was a mass brawl, if you remember rightly. And there were points deductions and fines and this, that, and the other. That'd be quite good for us.
Listen. Regardless, Arsenal goal. Seriously.
Oh dear.
I'd actually take an Arsenal win if I had to pick. I'd take an Arsenal win. I think the Arsenal win would probably be a better benefit for us than United, because at the moment it's United that's there or thereabouts on our toes, isn't it, for that 7th place? So I think you've got your top two. You've got Chelsea, Spuds, and then Arsenal. So I think those top 6 are pretty much near enough set in stone to a degree. They might swap places. You might have Arsenal, Spurs, and whatever messing around. So top 5. So then 6th and 7th is going to be a toss-up between us, United, possibly Wolves, I think, going as far down to 8. So I think an Arsenal win would be the better option for us. I think if we had to pick one way or the other, that's the better option for us. So yeah, I think I'm going to go downstairs wanting Arsenal to win that one, I think, and that gives us a better so if Arsenal win that, Is this live, Rob? So this will be
I
there.
think this is before the game has kicked off.
So that
This
puts
is from the
this will
Premier
put them on
League website.
35. Would that put them on 35 games now? Then United.
I believe so.
So that'd give us 2 games in hand. I think if this is live, this might be live, Rob.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm just
If
triple
this is
checking
live,
something.
that could actually put us into 6th for point clear if we can get a result tomorrow.
Right.
Loosely.
Well, on
Loosely
there
said.
it says 58. On there it says right. This is a live.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
So
so if it stays as it is, Arsenal will be on. Hang on.
That's it. That'll be what it is. Arsenal will be on 60 points because this is a live table now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Right.
This is
So
as of right now. So if it finishes 1-0 Arsenal, this is what the table will look like.
So a win tomorrow is kind of essential. Looking at it, you've got Wolves breathing down our neck. Obviously, they play this afternoon, and that'll give us an idea of where we're at level on games.
Yeah.
Obviously, they must have a game midweek. You've still got Leicester with 2 games in hand, gives them 47. That's not putting them out the realms of possibilities of catching us and even knocking us down to 9th, mate, if everything goes tits up.
Yeah.
So we need to, tomorrow isn't essential, but it's needed. But listen, there's 2 games that are monumental at the moment, and they are in the next 2 weeks, and they are monumental. Because if we win both of those, or even win one, as long as we don't lose, win one, draw one, essentially. Neither of that league table doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because we go to Seville, Rangers, Leipzig with the chance of Champions League football next season. So
that's crazy.
And I don't think we'll embarrass ourselves either, to be honest with you. A decent transfer window and a little bit of luck in the group draw.
Well, if we win the Europa League, would we not be a seeded team, or is that not?
Don't know, mate. To be honest with you, but a decent draw would be would not the end of the world, mate. That we don't finish in the top 7 this season. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to, and two top 7 finishes in a row, but it's not essential.
Fair. I mean, if we won the Europa League 8th, 9th, I'd probably go. Mate,
I said I'd
take silverware and Champions League football.
I said I'd take 13th at the start of the season if we could win the Europa League. And look at us right now.
I'd have taken 17th at the beginning of the season.
But that's even out of realms, mate. That's not even the realms of possibility anymore. 13th,
no.
13th and 13th and 7th. That's not even in the locale of where we can finish now and still have a chance of winning the Europa League. I'll tell you what, regardless of the semi-final against Frankfurt, these last 5 games in the league, regardless, Rob, it's been a banging season. Regardless, it's exceeded my expectations. Without being, especially when we knew that we didn't sign anyone. I'm not banging that drum. I refuse to. You know me. But
you keep saying you're refusing to bang the drum, but you keep mentioning it.
That's because I like winding everyone else up. But hey ho, it is what it is. Anyway, Happy alluded to it, Rob.
Yep.
No.
Well,
I'll tell you what. Don't make me, Rob. I'll come through the camera and punch her on the nose.
No.
Don't tell me you've done it.
They're the officials. If you want the information, our referee is Michael Oliver. Assistants are Stuart Burt and Simon Bennett. The 4th official, who as I say, I think they get the worst job of the lot. They're standing there, they're doing bugger all other than holding up a board, and they get both sets of managers and coaches shouting at them. That's Andre Mariner's gig tomorrow. I think he should be the best paid of the lot there, to be fair, in that set of circumstances. The VAR is Paul Tierney and his assistant is Simon Lang. So, shall we get down to what I've put down as my starting 11 and what you what you're going to pick the holes in with that, Duke? Should we get into it?
I am going to rip you apart.
Okay, let's do it.
But don't upset me.
Okay. Let me just get rid of that banner along the bottom.
You are loving life with these new edits, aren't you? You are loving it. There is you've just added 45 minutes per video to our videos now with all these poxy edits and updates. I tell you, I love it. Right, get that off the screen. Get that shit off my screen. Get that shit off my screen.
Josh, now let me explain. Let me explain if you would indulge me. Now, Lucas Fabianski will be in goal. Standard. Now, obviously, we've got massive problems at the back, and I just don't want us to change formation because every time this season, when I've watched us, we've been poor when we played three at the back. So I don't want to change that aspect of the game. So I think we have to go for at the back. So I don't think that Johnson covered himself in glory in the previous game against Burnley. I thought we discussed he got shredded, absolutely shredded. So I wouldn't be putting him at right back. I think Vladimir CHEWHU comes back in. Craig Dawson has to play because he's our only fit, recognised centre-back right now. Now, Aji Alese played last night for the 23s in a Premier League Cup game, which we lost 1-0 against Fulham at Rush Green. Just while we're on that, I actually think that the club do a really crap job in publicising games like that because I didn't even realise we were playing that game. I'd have quite liked to have gone to that, but that's another story. So who's coming in as the centre-back alongside Dawson? Well, let's look at the candidates, shall we? Ben Johnson's one candidate. Declan Rice is another. I know people say, he's our most important player. He should be playing in central mid, blah, 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 blah. And in an ideal situation, he would. But I suspect he's going to be going in at centre-back. The other candidates could be Thomas Souček or Alex Crowell. But I think Alex Crowell has played 6 games in all competitions this season. I can't see it's him. I can't see it's Ben Johnson because I think he got so exposed last week against Burnley. I don't think that his confidence is in a good place right now. I suspect he might be being saved for the game against Eintracht Frankfurt. So I think it's a sacrifice that he's going to have to make. I think Declan Rice drops in at centre-back with Aaron Cresswell at left-back, which means that Manuel Lanzini will be partnering Thomas Souček in the double pivot, with in front of them Fornals as the 10, Ben Rama left, Bowen right, and Antonio up top. Now, I know you don't like that, Duke, and to be honest, neither do I, but realistically, what are the options?
I see Ben Johnson going in at centre-back, mate.
Okay, now that was the other thing I contemplated, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, no, I can't see Rice dropping into centre back. I agree with what Kieran says. I just can't see it. I think it affects it. I think that affects us more than putting Cresswell or Johnson in at centre back. I think that affects us more. I think we lose more by dropping Rice into centre back than we do if Johnson, Alese or Cresswell fall in there, really. I'd actually like to see, seriously, woman, I'd actually like to see Alese, but if he started last night,
no chance.
It's very unlikely. Baptiste, did he play last night?
No, he didn't. And I heard a whisper that he's injured.
Right. Well, I listen. I actually see Johnson dropping in there or Cressy. It just depends on what way you want to go. I can actually see one of those two dropping in there. I can see Fornals being left. I can see Lanzini being in 10. I can see Rice being where he's meant to be, and unfortunately, that means there's no space for our number 20.
Oh, you're leaving Benny out.
I wouldn't even take him on the coach.
Oh, Duke. That's harsh. We're going to have to take him.
I had a conversation with a gentleman in my pub last night. He's new to the local area, West Ham fan. We were having a conversation. He subscribes. He watched our review our review video of the Burnley and the Lyon games actually.
Yep.
And he actually liked it. He said that we come across like we know what we're talking about. That's Andy. We're good at lying then.
I was just about to say, well, there's the old saying, you can fool all of the people some of the time and some of the people all of the time.
I mean, yeah, he reckons in the same way that I do that Benny's on his way out in the summer. I don't see Benny staying personally. Okay. But going back to tomorrow, personally, I mean, I actually think, mate, that if Alessi hadn't have played last night, it was a perfect, shall we say, interview piece for Thursday. Just because I'd rather play him tomorrow and see how he gets on against Chelsea rather than go, no, screw it, let's change formation and we start Alessi against Frankfurt and then it bites us in the ass. It's just, listen, the boys, all four boys that started in that back four against
Burnley?
Nope. The youngsters in Europe.
Oh, Zagreb.
Because it was Ashby, Alessi, Baptiste, and
Longello.
I think all four of those covered themselves in glory in that game. I don't think they were bad at all, regardless of the result. I actually think they performed really well. So they've given a good account of themselves in Europe, but Zagreb and Frankfurt are two different counts, really. But no, it pains me, but Rice won't start out. It will be Cressy or it will be Johnson that fall at centre back. And if it's Cressy, Johnson will take left back role. Listen, at the end of the day, it's nuts that we're in a situation. But as I've seen Happy for numerous occasions over the last 5 to 7 days on social media, Happy's actually gone to town on a lot of people that have been blaming the transfer window for not strengthening. And her exact words were, well, at the transfer window, or at the start of the season, shall I say, we had 4 fit first team centre backs. It's not like that was a position that we were sitting there going, shit, need to strengthen.
Yeah. It's not like Antonio's out.
No. It's, and just ridiculously, we've lost 3 of the 4. You couldn't have expected that. You couldn't have made that up, Rob.
Nah.
Like that's a horror story worthy of Clive Carpenter or Stephen King. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So it is what it is, and we find ourselves now in a position. But I'd also like to point out that, look what happened. And Arsenal against Chelsea midweek were proof in the pudding when you give youngsters the opportunity to shine.
Yeah, your mate. Eddie
Nketiah, Smith Rowe, Saka. These guys look the real deal, Rob. They look the real deal. They really do. And it frustrates me when we're in a situation where we're going, well, we're not going to use ours. Well, why not? Please. Why not?
Even if it's just for 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, whatever.
Not even that, Rob. Not even that, right? Now, I get that realistically, most seasons, I love that from Turf. I love that.
Afternoon, Dan. Afternoon.
Realistically,
and they like your handiwork, I believe.
Love it. Thank you, much appreciated. realistically, most seasons the League Cup is our best chance of silverware for many years. So it's not been easy for us to blood youngsters in that cup, okay? Because our youngsters, no disrespect to our youngsters, are not the Arsenal youngsters, the Man U youngsters. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like,
You don't have sort of like so many Declan Rices coming through.
Yeah, no, and that's it. So it's difficult for us to be able to blood them and expect to go far in that cup. Yeah. But that being said, no disrespect to Elliot in the chat. No disrespect to the guys at Turf Moor House. No disrespect to any other lower league teams in the league, if you will. Your Norwiches, your Burnleys, your
Watfords.
I don't know, Watfords. This is a good place to give a youngster 20, 30 minutes, Rob. And I've been in this agreement for a long time now that Watford, Norwich, Burnley not so much because they up until right now, and good result for them last night. Up until now, they've been a mainstay in the Premier League. Probably would have said Brentford last season, like at the start of the season. To give these youngsters those runouts. You can't expect Alessi to walk into this team tomorrow and show exactly what he's capable of. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
These guys need to be blooded in what we consider to be the easier games. I'm doing me bunny rabbit ears. The easier games, you know? I'd expect to see Alessi turn up and play probably Macclesfield in the League Cup, or Leighton Orient. I'd expect to see 4 or 5 of them. We did it a couple of years ago. I remember we had Cullen, we had Reece Burke, we had a few of the others. But do you remember?
Yeah. Was that the we talked about the Oxford game or
no, the whole game?
The whole game, yeah.
And we won. Listen, I think so. Listen, it went wrong against MK Dons. It went wrong against, and that was the first team actually against MK Dons. Let's not dick around.
Yeah, true.
It was, it went wrong against Oxford in the cup, but I think we tried too many. But that's perfectly where you can put 6 or 7 youngsters out.
His name's Dan. Happy. His name's Dan.
And we're suffering for that now, Rob. Because there's no first team experience really for any of these youngsters, like decent first team experience. Yeah, and that's why we're suffering. And that's why we're sitting here
moaning about it.
Questioning, not even moaning, questioning.
Yeah.
Whether Declan Rice moves to centre back tomorrow. You've got 2 quality centre backs.
Yeah.
In the under 23s, and neither of them have got any decent amount of first team football under their belt that they could walk into that team tomorrow to be able to do a job.
Yeah. Agreed. Should we have a look at what I think Chelsea might kick out?
Oh, please tell me Lukaku's in there.
No.
Yes, Happy. Yes, he is.
I've just seen that. Yeah, Chris is Leicester till I die. Dan is Turf Moorhouse. So yeah, just to mark your card.
Right, hang on. Stop.
What?
Stop! You're driving me fucking mad.
What?
What's the name of their stadium, Robert?
Whose stadium?
Burnley's.
Turf Moor.
Correct. The way you're saying their YouTube channel.
Yeah, Turf Moor House.
Is it? No. You're making Moorhouse sound like one word.
It is one
Turf
word.
Moorhouse. No. It should be Turf Moor is. So it should be Turf Moor House.
Go on to his YouTube channel. It's one
word. Listen, I want him to come and tell me. Is it Moorhouse or would it be Turf Moor House?
Look. There's the previous comment.
I get Moorhouse. That. No, it doesn't sound right, Robert, because their stadium is Turf Moor. It should be Turf Moor House.
I've got a funny feeling that that's Dan's surname.
If that's Dan's surname, then fine, I can go with that. But it's just the way you're doing it, it's driving at the wall until I get clarification.
There you go.
That's fine. That's his surname. I can go with that. Lovely. My apologies.
It'd be a bit like if your name was
Don't start.
Duke London Stadium.
I might change it. Duke Upton Park.
Or Duke Upton. There's Upton was a surname, wasn't it? Bolin was, Anne Bolin. That was her surname.
I wonder where you were going with that then.
There must be other Bolins. I've never met anyone with the surname Bolin. It has to be said.
You telling me you didn't meet Anne?
Funnily enough, our paths did not converge.
I thought you were. I thought you were her. I thought you were like her coach.
I was her lover. I was the reason she had her head cut off.
No, you behave yourself.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm gonna go full screen. So, I think it will be Edouard Mendy in goal.
Good.
They have got some injury problems themselves, as we alluded to. Rudiger's out. I suspect that the formation will be 3-4-1-2, which is pretty much what they've used over the last 3-4 games. If you have a look, and I think it's going to be Christensen did get injured against Arsenal, but I'm hearing that he's okay to start, so I think he will, out of necessity more than anything else. He will be on the right of the back three. Thiago Silva will be central, and Cesar Azpilicueta will play as a left centre back. Then in front of them, the central playering will be N'Golo Kante and Jorginho. I know you like Jorginho.
To wash his shoes with his tongue.
Reece James will be the right wing back with Marcos Alonso, the left wing back. Mason Mount will be playing in that little pocket behind the front two, the German pairing of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Duke, what say you?
What can you say, really? They've got two fantastic young English players in that team. And they do. I love Reece James. I think he's a brilliant player. Mason Mount, he's getting better. The more game time he gets, I think he's outstanding. I'd love to see him play that. For us to pay as well because we get the kick back. Not going to happen, though. The two Germans up front. I mean, I don't think Havertz has played anywhere near his potential. Happy? No, I'm going to leave that. I'm leaving that alone. But I'm certainly leaving it alone. This is weed whacker.
It works, I've got to say.
Yes, Mr. Blofeld.
Very well. Very well.
You look like you should be sitting there stroking a cat. Yeah, I mean,
I'm getting lately.
Not.
That's
I'm
a
not,
joke.
I'm
That's
not,
a joke. That's a joke.
No, it's not. She told me last night when I rolled over.
Did she?
No, I don't think Havertz.
Curtains again.
Yeah, that's how you make a hormone.
Oh, hello! Look at this.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. Go on, keep telling me. Who got it? Tell me, Pete.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, I shouldn't take the mickey out of him, obviously.
No. I know what you mean, though.
I'm talking in a football sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Other things, so.
No, I know. That's fine. And I don't think anyone in the chat would have thought so.
No. Just as the words come out, I thought, oh, no, that sounds a little bit hard.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, as I was saying, I don't think Havertz has lived up to his billing this season. Werner seems to be coming into his own. It's amazing what happens when you play a striker and a striker's role. Scary, isn't it?
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thunk? I mean, the two boys in the middle of the park. I love it. I love reading all the bollocks, listening to all the bollocks about how they're the best midfield duo in world football. I honestly don't know.
Seriously? Who says that?
Oh, mate. Chelsea fans, if you listen to them, right, when you talk Declan Rice, when you talk Declan Rice wearing a West Ham shirt, right, or people talk about Declan Rice going to Chelsea, right? Yeah. We don't need him. Both Kante and Jorginho are better players. Like honestly, what planet are you on, right?
Yeah, right.
What
Jorginho's
planet
about
are you
30, isn't he?
He is.
And I don't think Kante's that far behind. So
no, Kante looks about 56. He might only be 12. I'm not sure. Now,
it's like Kanu.
Right. put him in an England shirt, Declan Rice, all of a sudden Chelsea fans are like, "Oh, come home, Deck, please, we love you." Shut up. But that being said, that back three's there to be got out tomorrow. Antonio, I know the only one there. Bollocks. Silva and Antonio could be an interesting battle tomorrow. So yeah, could be good. Could be good.
Antonio's breaking his duck.
Mate, I say it every fucking week. Remember Benny last year? I kept doing the same thing, didn't I? So probably not. No, he's not. If he scores, great.
Yeah. There's our form, Duke. It has to be said, in Premier League is looking better than ours. Not sort of like fantastic. They have conceded a lot of goals at home recently.
Massively.
4 against Arsenal the other day. They conceded 4 against Brentford in the 2 defeats that you can see there in the Premier League form column. They also conceded 2 against Real Madrid. 3 against Real Madrid, in the home leg. So they're there to be, as you say, they are there to be got at.
Oh, they are. And listen, go out and do us. Like,
Hammerhead.
Go out and do our game. Let's not dick around. Let's not worry about what they're doing. I said this against Liverpool. I said this against Chelsea in the games that we've both won this season. Go out and do us.
Do you think that they have a slight advantage over us, though, Duke? Because all they've got to concentrate now until the FA Cup final is the league. We don't have that as a luxury.
No, and I'll tell you why. Why. They want that. They want that FA Cup, right? Without a doubt. If any of their key players get injured, they're not going to win and miss the FA Cup final, Rob. So that's going to be there as well.
Yeah, but obviously the FA Cup is further down the track than the European semi-final.
You're right, it is. But I promise you now, those players ain't going to want to get injured and miss that. And I guarantee you, Tuchel has told them that as well.
Oh, hello.
Guarantee it.
Are we sure it's going to stand this time, Larry?
I think it was a penalty, Rob.
Was it?
Yeah. Kieran said so. Look,
Hammerhead just said penalty for Arsenal, and yeah, it's all right. Okay, cool.
Happy. Just to touch on your comment there about
touch Happy.
If she lets me.
She didn't the last time.
No, I know.
You know, I had to.
But she did dribble all over her
t-shirt. Bail money.
She did dribble all over her t-shirt. Just saying.
Yeah, she did. She's messy.
She did. Lanzini walked into the bar. That's what it was. No, she says about we didn't want to pay 40 million for Tammy, but we paid 30 million for Vlasic. Didn't pay 30 million for Vlasic. She was 18.
Okay. You wanted to get that off your chest, didn't you? I can tell.
That winds me up.
Look at that. The more recent record, though, between the head-to-head, the last 10 fixtures.
Last 5, last 6.
That's not bad. 4 wins for us, 4 defeats, and 2 draws chucked in the last 10.
And you know what? That's because we're coming into our own now, Rob. We're not being bullied by the big boys anymore. Right, I'm going to throw something at her head.
Hang on.
I'm going to throw something at her.
It's 27 million in total if all of the add-ons come to pass. Like we win the Premier League and we win the Champions League and he scores 30 goals in a season and stuff like that. It's
and wins the Ballon d'Or.
My understanding it's 17 million pound is like definite, and then the rest is add-ons if certain things happen. My understanding is we've paid about 3-4 million pounds initial payment. So, hello. United have pulled one back.
I know. Larry told me about 20 minutes ago. Thanks, Odai.
Yeah. So, anyway. So, yeah, I mean, you look at the head-to-head record in the last 10. You can't really look at it and go, you can't really infer anything from it. It's not like we have a massive winning streak. They have a massive winning streak. We're pretty even on that front.
We are. Listen, we're in a good place. Boys has got us playing some special football, like, and I don't mean free flowing. You know, something came up on my Facebook memories not so long ago, Rob, a couple of weeks ago maybe, and I believe it was a Barnsley away game.
Oh,
that we won under Allardyce in the championship.
Okay.
Maynard, Baldock, Vaz Tay maybe.
Yeah.
And my Facebook status was
that a 6-0? Am I thinking of the right one?
possibly.
We won quite heavily if it's the game I'm thinking of.
We sang we play on the floor because Allardyce's shit prick comments about
Pete.
I'm gonna tell you. His shit prick comments about the West Ham way and stuff, and then we said about we play on the floor. We played on the floor and we beat them like ridiculously. So sadly not Haps. Looks like my last game of the season will be Frankfurt.
You got tickets for Frankfurt, Duke? My goodness.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that didn't.
Hey, listen, right? If I may, I'm going to touch on that quickly. I saw something yesterday on Twitter, which was a statement from Westwood. Said that the surgery went well.
Good.
And that he's now starting his recuperation. Yet he probably won't be back until after next season starts. But the operation went well, and he thanks everyone for their support. I saw that online.
Good. Good to hear.
What was I saying about before that? I was saying
Chelsea.
Brain's gone.
Declan Rice.
That might have been. Anyone in the chat help me out? I ain't got a clue.
He's got Alzheimer's, and I wasn't listening.
Listen, that's what happens when I talk. Rangers are beating Motherwell 2-1.
Motherwell 2-1.
What's the name of that team they're beating?
Motherwell.
Yeah, she's all right, thanks. How's yours?
She's in good shape. She's in good shape,
Love it.
as always.
I used to be our football team for five-a-side, Rob. I probably told you this.
What, Motherwell?
Yeah, she's all right, thanks. Used to have a question mark at the end as well. Motherwell? Or Jamaica? Genoa? Yeah, no, I don't. I've only met her once.
Look. She's shaking her head in disapproval.
Or we all wore purple Italian team shirts.
Purple Italian. That's Fiorentina, isn't it?
Yeah, we were called Fiorentina Turner.
Oh my God!
We had some great team names, mate. Great team names, brilliant.
She's right.
No, you don't. You keep going. Or you just call her Kerry. It doesn't matter.
She's going to start. I'm guessing
that's what I was talking about.
I'm guessing she's watching us on her phone.
Possibly.
Just a hunch.
That looks like a big screen TV to her, mate.
That is true.
I was talking about the ticketing fiasco.
Oh, the ticketing. Yes. That's
what I was saying. Listen, right. Regardless of whether fans did or didn't get tickets, right?
Cheers, Larry. Look after yourself, mate.
Cheers, buddy. My concern is that they've ended up on open market. All right, they've ended up on open market at about 450 quid a ticket, and that's like low bowling. 350, I think, have ended up on this live football ticketing website.
It's P1 as well. Is it P1 Travel or something?
Yeah, but that's because of the club have this thing with him. But anyway,
apparently they've got an entire block. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, probably. Nah.
Crazy.
Listen. When the club, announced that season ticket holders will be allowed to buy 2 tickets per season ticket, What do you think was going to happen with those tickets?
Well, they're going to go, aren't they? I mean, what is it,
Not being funny,
52,000
if you've
season
got
ticket holders?
right, if you've got that many season ticket holders, right, and they're all allowed 2 extra tickets, you can sell 104,000 tickets.
That's correct.
Right. So, what do you think was going to happen? Okay, what do you think was going to happen?
Well,
Now,
they're not
don't get
going
me
to go
wrong.
general save, are they?
I am a beneficiary because of that. Let's not mess around. I am a beneficiary because of that.
Yep.
And listen, I don't make no apologies for that. I don't make no apologies. Okay.
Well, you didn't. There's nothing you've done that's underhanded. The club put that rule in place.
And there's nothing that the person that got me the tickets has done underhanded. Let's not dick around with that one. Okay. They were given the option. That's what's happened. Okay. Nothing's been done underhanded. I'm a West Ham fan. There's no reason why I shouldn't be going. Up until recently, it's been out of my remit to be able to go to games because of the company I work for and because of money situations. Next season or the season after, hopefully, it's a better scenario for me. But if, let's say, for instance, Robert,
you're using my full name. Am I being told off?
No. Well, you might be. Your 2 tickets that you were able to get.
So,
you know, your 2 tickets that you got, if you were to sell them on to a German couple, Frankfurt fans, then you're asking for trouble. And I get that's right. People should have to hump for that. But on the flip side to that, where were these fans against Burnley? Or do you see what I mean? I'm going by what I've seen elsewhere. I'm just paraphrasing other comments that I've seen.
Yep.
Is that you know, these fans? Where were these fans when we were on the verge of relegation a couple of years running? Were they fighting for the tickets then? Were they kicking up the stink because they couldn't
Where
get
were they when we were playing against Reggiana in the Anglo-Italian Cup?
People in this chat, and I know Happy had trouble. Okay, I know Happy had trouble.
The short arms.
The T-Rex, you couldn't reach the... Right. But all joking aside on that front, I do feel sorry for the people that genuinely, like Happy, kept getting kicked out, dropped out.
Yeah, I heard about this.
And then you see the whole thing with P1 that end up, like you say, with a block or whatever. Same could be said, Rob, for the final in Seville. It's a stadium that holds 38,000.
What? The Seville Stadium? I think it's about 48 or 45, something. Hang on a minute. You carry on chatting, I'll check.
From what I understand, each team were only getting something between 6,000 and 8,000.
42,714 according to this.
Each team are only getting between 6,000 and 8,000 tickets.
Nice.
That's it. That's 12,000. That's between 12 and 16,000 fans. Where's the other 26 to 30,000 tickets going, Rob? Give me a minute. Something's just happened out there, and I need to go check what.
Oh. There's trouble brewing in Lewisham. I don't know. So I'm just going to carry on. Just putting these little nuggets on the screen. Guys, one thing I didn't do earlier, and you're welcome to do it now. It's not a problem. Put in your 11. Obviously, you know the score with the injury situation. Tell us what you think is going to happen as far as the team is concerned. What do you think the formation is? Do you think we're going to change formation? Do you think we're going to stick with 4 at the back? Is Declan Rice going to drop in? Is it going to be Thomas Souček? Is it going to be Ben Johnson? Get stuck in. Duke, you okay? You're still muted, mate.
Yes, a balloon popped and it's the end of the world.
I thought I was going to lose you. I thought you were going to have to pass off and...
No. I heard a screaming child, like he'd hurt himself. My 7-year-old. Turns out his balloon popped, and well, that's it. Game over, isn't it? Really, his balloon's popped. Shit. What are we going to do?
Oh dear.
Turns out I've got a bag of balloons that we can blow another one up. But no, that's not the point. I wanted that one. It's the same fucking balloon. Anyway.
You done about tickets?
Yeah, listen, for those who are not going, I apologise. For those that are going, I look forward to seeing you beautiful people at the ground. I'm actually going with a couple of friends. Well, I'm not. I'm actually going with a brother-in-law, a sister-in-law, and a brother. So it's going to be such a great occasion.
Fair enough.
Cool, you Irons.
So, right. Shall we do a score prediction, Duke?
Yes, because I'm conscious that in about 10 minutes, Joe's got to leave to go pick up about 25 portions of pie and mash from Goddard's.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, let's get into it. Right. Okay, Duke. So, are we going to Stamford Bridge? Are we getting a point? What's going on, mate?
I can see me becoming an absolute pointless part of this channel. You're literally gonna AI me soon, aren't you?
Just pressing buttons. It's not difficult.
It's gonna be an AI version of me. There's gonna be an AI version of me coming up here soon. You've put a program together, and I'm gonna end up.
Do you remember Max Headroom? Do you remember him?
No. Oh, what the that one?
Yeah. Weird looking.
Used to be on the
Channel 4, I think it was.
A parody of that used to be or was on Back to the Future, if I remember rightly. When they went forward.
Don't know. Or Johnny Cabs in Total Recall.
Yes.
Remember Johnny Cabs?
I'd like to point out, if I may,
Jukebot.
They are available. They're just not for YouTube.
I
won't tell you what they're for, though.
I didn't think you get a battery big enough to power it, though.
They come with jackhammers.
Do they?
Family-friendly channel.
So go on, talk to me. How's it going tomorrow?
We're going to win 2-1, Rob.
Really?
Done. 2-1 win.
Okay.
Cropbot. I'm going to throw something at her when I see her. I'm going to dunk her in a fucking canal when I see her on Thursday night. I promise you. No, 2-1.
Okay. Well,
right. Oh, where did he come from? I'm going to ban him. Ban Hammer. Where is it?
No. Leave him alone.
Rob.
Leave him alone.
Right.
He sorted out some graphics and stuff. Leave him alone.
Rob. What Becca's just put. Right.
What?
I'm very uncomfortable with. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Rob.
What?
It's a £125 sex toy.
Oh.
Called the Duke Paw, which is in the shape of a wolf's paw.
Excuse me?
You heard me right. The Duke Paw is a £125 sex toy shaped like a wolf's paw. Let me search it for you, Rob, and I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely.
I'm not quite sure what you meant to do with it.
Maybe that. Maybe that's what you meant to do. Thanks, Dave.
Right, I'm actually going to put it in the chat.
Share it.
Right,
share it. Share it.
No one needs to see this shit.
Oh, is it
one.
that bad? Oh,
mate, I'm
going to Google it.
Mate, I'll send it to you. Hang on. Hey, look, images. What is that? Right. Rob.
Hang on, wait a minute. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I've got.
What is that?
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
That right. So let me get this straight. This is an adult device.
$135, Robert. Yeah.
By a female, I assume.
I'm listen. It ain't coming nowhere near me.
It's a dragon's.
Yeah. It's a wolf or a dragon's foot, isn't it? Yeah.
What? Yeah. You know what? That's. And this is coming from a female. She's saying, "What the hell is it used for?" I'm looking at it and going, "If I was a female and I had female equipment, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it anyway."
Would you like me to read you the synopsis of?
Let's. You're going to have to educate me. I mean, I'm a man of. I'll be 47 later this year, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what is this?
It's a unique and sensual-looking hybrid of a foot and paw. It's more padded than a normal foot, including each digit having a bulbous pad over them with claws at the end that seem more for grip than anything else. Although the whole thing looks a bit hefty, they are almost seemingly soft to touch. I'm done. I'm not reading no more.
I'm probably.
For those of you that want to know, it's from a website called Bad Dragon.
That's for you, Happy. That's for you, cheeky little minx. I got to be honest, and I'm not.
I'm done. I'm out.
I'm change.
I like what Kieran put. Kieran's put. What? Sponsored by Golden.
Probably.
They probably don't make him.
They probably saw you on one of these streams and went, "I tell you what, we're going to use his name on a device."
I mean, Happy. I've got nothing, darling. I can't even. But do take your time to have a look. Do take your time to have a look at the rest of the website. And if Bad Dragon, there are other sex toy companies out there.
Bad Dragon.
Bad Dragon.
Right. Okay.
I stumbled across this accidentally.
I'm gonna have a look. I've got to have a look at this, and I won't let my wife see though, because she'll think I'm.
Buy her one.
Right. So what? Our anniversary. I hand that to her. I say, "Happy anniversary, dear." It's our 20th wedding anniversary later this year, and I'm going to hand that to her and say, "This will spice up things in the bedroom." And she'll look at me. What am I going to do? Play a game of Game of Thrones or something,
mate? Well, the one I'm about to put in the chat, please.
Jeez.
Right. Hang on, I'll wait for it to light. There it is. Right. The one I'm about to put in the chat, Rob. I can't
well done, Beck. Thank you.
I can't believe we're on here
discussing sex toys.
Basically, Rob. Basically. Look at this one. Look at this one, Rob.
Might bring a few stragglers in. You never know.
Yeah, have a look at that one.
What?
Have a look in the chat, Rob. All right, you were just talking about on WhatsApp.
Oh,
you were just talking about Game of Thrones, right? Have a look at that. What's that about, Rob?
Hang on, it's coming through. Really?
Anyway, I agree with Happy. I think it's you carry on, Rob. I think it's a huge risk playing Johnson, but
$65.
Yeah. What do we do though, Happy?
Right. Okay. I'm going to try and describe this. I probably can't show this to you guys. This is like it's a dragon, right? Just imagine at the end it's a dragon's head, and the rest of it is like the dragon's neck. I think you can probably fill in the gaps if this is being used as a sex toy. I think you can probably fill in the gaps of how this is going to be administered. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, Mate, if I was a female, I'd just take one look at that and I'd run.
Honestly, I reckon if I was a woman and someone brought that home and went, "Hey, love, look what I got." Nah, mate, I'm out. I'm out.
Jesus.
Outie.
And it's got a name as well. It's called Meng.
Oh, Meng.
Meng. Wasn't that the name that CHEWHU took when he left and went from WWF to WCW?
I do believe he looked nothing like that though, Rob.
And I don't think he was ever stuck up.
Winston's tongue?
Yeah.
You want to know about Winston's tongue, Rob? Winston's tongue. Yeah,
not Winston Reed.
Yeah. I just can't. I've got nothing for you. What? Have a look at your chat, Rob.
Oh dear. Hang on. Oh my, that's natural. Winston's tongue. Right. Okay.
That's a dragon's mouth and a tongue, Rob, isn't it? Anyway, can we get back to the game?
Is that
tomorrow?
Do you reckon that's like a really hard plastic, or is it like a soft, rubbery sort of thing going on?
No, I haven't.
Do you know what, Kent? You've probably turned up at the wrong time because Duke's sending me photographs on WhatsApp, and they're not quite football related.
I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
He's going 3-1 to Chelsea. And I can't lie. I think Chelsea are going to do it because I think we're going to have an eye on Thursday, and that aligned with the injury concerns. Well, not the injury concerns, the injury issues. I just think that I don't think we're going to have enough. If I'm being completely honest, I think we're going to lose it 2-0, and I'm cool with that. If we then go to Frankfurt or go to the game at London Stadium against Frankfurt and turn them over and get half a foot in into the final, I'd take a 2-0 defeat at Stamford Bridge if we could get a decent performance aligned with it. I'm going to go. And you started this conversation, Rebecca. You're the sort of like the complaint is it doesn't stand. You started this. You brought this on yourself.
Rob, what's that?
Oh, not another one.
That's a men's one. That's one for men.
Right. I'm guessing.
I ain't sticking my Johnson anywhere near that mouth.
Right. David's muzzle, $100.
That's a wolf's mouth,
It's
Rob.
got the word natural, right? I got to say, I don't think when I was watching. Did you ever watch An American Werewolf in London? Did you ever have the sort of like the thought? I wonder if sort of like
No.
have that around me Hampton. That'd be good. No, just no. This is all Rebecca's fault. She started this, and look, she's sitting there laughing. For goodness sake, woman.
Right, Robert.
Oh, not another one.
I've got to go because Joe's got to leave to go get Goddard's pie and mash for St George's Day.
Before we let you lot
We've done enough with the sex toys.
Yeah, before we let you lot leave, please don't forget to like, comment on, share the stream, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. As always, we thank you.
I've got to go wash my eyes out with bleach.
Yeah, you and me both, mate. You and me both. Duke, what are we?
Not as natural.
There's a wolf mouth over you, chap.
I'll find one, Rob, later for you.
Oh, please don't.
That is as massive as West Ham United.
Okay. God. Right. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.